Hi, Courtney here today. I would like to talk to you a little bit about my life as someone who has been in the voluntary simplicity movement for quite some time, about 18 years now, and also my life as someone who is frugal and minimalist. And so that is often referred to as a frugal minimalist. I will say I'm not real keen on labels because while we might have a bullet point list of things that make someone frugal or a bullet point list that makes someone minimalist, I would say I would check off a majority of those, but not always. And I just want to tell you about some things that I came up with that would be kind of how I live my life and how I see it, because I had a realization today. I will tell you, I was shopping with my mom and her friend. We went to we went to a furniture store and Habitat Restore and the Salvation Army. And it used to be so fun for me. And while I was enjoying spending time with them, the clutter of it all and the stuff, I've gotten so out of the habit of shopping that it almost overwhelmed me. And I do feel that way a lot. I tend to be a sensitive person and get overwhelmed anyways easily. Not in the sense that I have like a panic attack or something like that. It's just like, I want to get out of here. I don't really enjoy this. There's too much stuff. So I will tell you a little bit about my life and the way I see it and how I live is that I just don't buy very much. And that's number one. And number two is money that I do spend mostly is spent on family, travel, and experiences. Since the pandemic has eased up a little bit, I've been going out to eat more. I have grown kids in their 20s, so it is not uncommon for me to take them out to eat or to do nice things for them or with a parent. I do enjoy spending time with my family, or we have a ranch. You can see here that I live on a ranch. We have 17 animals. 3 of them we are boarding, and they do pay a small fee for that. It really just helps with their care and offsets the care of my animals. But I do spend money on my animals in the sense of vet care, food, treats, medicine, and things like that, because we have a rescue ranch. And I kind of live my life, we're not taking any more. I kind of live my life with this saying that if it has feelings, put it first. And so family, friends, mostly family, and my animals first, because I do have a big family. And I feel very grateful for my home and to live in this beautiful place. But number 4 is that sometimes it does feel overwhelming. We have a very high net worth. At this point, I say very high, I guess it's relative, right? We hit a milestone this year that I will just say is a milestone a lot of people want to hit. And I don't feel any different than that single mom 10 years ago who was raising 4 kids and was working 28 days a month and was making ends meet but didn't have a lot of extra money. I'm still the same exact person. And so it feels kind of odd now. And number 6 is that I still have anxiety over finances, mainly because my husband's leaving his W-2 job, and that's kind of the secure job with the secure paycheck. He will be 65 in April, and that gives me a lot of anxiety. My contract job has been real iffy lately. My income has been cut in half with the pandemic, but we do own a roofing business that could totally support us, but it is still our business, and you never know. You can have slow years and busy years. We've been really busy this year, but it's always stressful when it's slow and you're kind of waiting for it to get busy again. I hope the sun's not going to get in our eyes. All right, so I think I've already said this. So I often feel that having so much feels a little foreign to me, because most of my life I was raised by my grandparents who were from the Depression. And so most of my life I haven't had a lot of money. I've been what you would call low middle class as far as income. I didn't have a lot of income. And I've never made, the most I've ever made is $57,000 a year. And that's just for me, what I made with my business. I'm a yoga therapist. And most years didn't look anything like that, because I worked part-time a lot of my life from 22 till about 48. Well, I worked more full-time after 42 because my ex-husband was the breadwinner, and I worked part-time and was raising our 4 children. And so sometimes I feel the need to take advantage of the net worth that we have, which is mostly in this ranch, and we don't owe anything on it. We have about, it's worth 3 times what we had in it, which we've paid it off. And sometimes I would like to sell it, even though I love it here so much, and downsize and know that that money was in the bank and would support us. But I also try to realize, like, that's kind of ridiculous. Like, we're comfortable. We don't have to sell. The next one, and I think I would regret it. And I've never had a home that I thought I would regret moving from, but it really is just an amazing, special place. So, and I'm not married to a minimalist. My husband is not a minimalist, but he's not excessive either. We have a barn out there and a storage building, and I never go out there unless I have to get something because it really stresses me out. I think he would be better at getting rid of stuff if he didn't work so hard, but we have a roofing business and he has a job in law enforcement with a flexible schedule, but he works every day from sun up to sundown every single day. And on the weekends, sometimes he has to work on the weekends, and if he's not working, he's usually out horseback riding, which is what he's doing right now. He's on a trail ride. So it is kind of hard sometimes because I do desire like a smaller home. Our house is 1,800 square feet. I desire to have less because I get overwhelmed with stuff. But I also know you have to find your balance, right? Simple living, it gives me joy. Over my life, I've always been into simple living. I got into the movement of simple living by facilitating classes when I was 34, and I'm almost 52. But even before that, I was into simple living. I was reading books like Your Money or Your Life, the Tightwad Gazette, things like that, and the Mennonite cookbooks and the Mennonite way of life, even though I'm not a Mennonite. So I've always really been into that and had a real appreciation for it. Things like having hobbies that are free. So reading, exercise, cleaning, decorating with what I have, making clothes with what I have, or creating outfits with what I already own, like creative outlets that don't cost money. Those have become habits for me, walking, hiking, and therefore they don't cost a lot of money. I've also learned to find the restaurants that have food. I'm whole food plant-based. I don't eat any dairy or meat, or eggs. And so I know the restaurants that I love and that are reasonable, and I enjoy going to those restaurants and not spending a lot. So I just have a simple life. Clutter, I've already said this once, but it really stresses me out. I'm a person, again, I'm very sensitive. I was born sensitive. I was a shy child. I had clothing sensitivity when I was a kid. I didn't wear blue jeans until I was in the 5th grade because of the textures and things like that. So, and my family is very clean and tidy. You know, I was raised that it doesn't matter how much you have, but you take care of what you have. Also, even though I'm mostly of European descent, I am a card-carrying Native American, and my family, a lot of my family lived on the reservation and still does, or in the Indian Territory. And so I have a connection to that, as well. And there's a belief in that system that you have an obligation to preserve for the future generations and that you don't waste resources. And I have really followed that. I really 100% believe that. So I am extremely resourceful. I was taught to be resourceful through my grandmothers and my grandfathers. And they're just, there's some part of me that's proud that we drive used cars, that most of our furniture is used. While it's cute and we might buy like some throw pillows, and we have a few new pieces of furniture, but a lot of our stuff is interspersed with used stuff or flea market finds, and that's more of about a belief system than not being able to afford it. Frugality and savings, they're not really sexy. Like, everything we've done to reach the milestones that we have, which are being debt-free, which we've been debt-free for a while now. We paid our house off this year. and having a high savings rate of about 50 to 70% of our income, living on one income, saving the other, things like that. It's not really sexy. It's really about little choices every day. The big choices only come every once in a while. Like, we could have built a house 4 times the size of the house we built. We could be driving brand new vehicles and have ATVs and a swimming pool and all of that. I mean, we probably make or have more money than a lot of people who have those things, but we choose not to do that. We invest our money, we save it, because, to be honest with you, we weren't very well off until recently. In the past 4 years, we didn't have a lot of money. We were both single parents when we met. I know the sun is kind of coming down on me here. And so we just haven't jumped on the hedonic treadmill of more is better, keep up with the Joneses. We got to a place where we were comfortable and we stopped consuming more. So it's definitely more about experiences now than it is about stuff. And, we are programmed as human beings through evolution, to consume or to go with what is easy. Like tonight, I had actually prepped food for dinner. I thought my daughter was going to come over. She decided not to come over. I just decided to eat a bowl of cereal because it's easy and I want to sit down and watch some TV tonight. We're programmed for what is easy. So if things are easy for us, we're more likely to do them. And I've set my life up in a way that things are easy. I have a workout room. It's easy for me to work out. I have a bedroom where I've got everything ready. All I have to do is go in there. It's all set up. I don't need anything extra. I've developed habits. I keep food in my house that's healthy, that's easy to access or make a meal out of. And it's just like I used to be big into the recycling movement, and I still do. And what I found through that was people will recycle if it's easy. If it's not easy, they won't recycle. So make your life easy as possible. Set yourself up for success. But also, if you're interested in living a frugal, minimal life, just kind of begin to learn what makes you happy, what do you find joy out of that doesn't cost money, and then begin to develop those habits. For me, I love creative endeavors. I love going to the library. I enjoy watching movies, things I listed earlier. I love to go into my closet and make outfits. Like, I'll go on Pinterest and find an outfit, and then I will go into my closet and see what I have to make that outfit. And I'll add any earrings or things like that I have. So it's just kind of fun, and it's creative, and it doesn't cost anything. And when you develop those habits, you don't really feel the need to go shop and things like that. All right. Well, I hope this has been helpful. Thank you so much for listening. Bye-bye.